Sacred plant medicines such as ayahuasca, psilocybin, peyote, or iboga are a fascinating topic of discussion. What is interesting is that these plants not only have medicinal properties, but they have psychedelic properties too, which unfortunately makes them illegal and be considered a Schedule I drug in the United States and other countries. This video is a journey into the world of psychedelic plant medicines in an attempt to better educate on this fascinating field and to debunk some of the preconceived ideas that people may have on psychedelic plants. We are going to cover important topics such as what are sacred plant medicines, the different types of plant medicines from around the world, and the history of plant medicines. We're also going to look at how they're used in other countries. We're going to look at what is ayahuasca, what is DMT. We're going to talk about the psychedelic experience and explain psychedelics and spiritual awakening along with the benefits of sacred plant medicines. So first of all, what are sacred plant medicines? The natural world is full of beauty, sustenance, and healing in nature. And for thousands of years, human cultures around the globe have had their needs met by plants, animals, and natural resources that surrounded them. For medicine, they used the plants around them. These early people discovered that some plant medicines did not just heal physical ailments, but could indeed expand the mind. They placed these sacred plant medicines at the heart of their spiritual traditions. To these cultures, plant medicine healing was both a reproducible science as well as delicate magic. Psychedelic plant medicines were seen and are still seen as capable of healing the mind, the body, and the soul. Today, this is all being rediscovered through the lens of scientific study, human neurochemistry, physiology, and psychology. So let us return to some of the previous lists of some more mainstream plant medicines so that you may familiarize yourself with some of their names. Again, some of the more popular ones are Iboga or Ibogaine, Ayahuasca, San Pedro, Sanaga, Peyote, and Rapé. As mentioned, these are some of the better known ones from around the world, but there are literally thousands and they have been in use since the beginning of time. The following is a world map showing the various territories as well as a list of some of the plant medicines that come from each region. As you can see, there are many. So, how are these plant medicines used around the world? The image on the left shows an Iboga ceremony in Africa, and then an ayahuasca ceremony in Peru, a rapé ceremony in South America, and a peyote ceremony in North America. Now let's look at a brief history of plant medicines. Now, archaeologists have evidence that shows humans have used psychoactive plants for 10,000 years during ritual ceremonies, and there is evidence of ceremonial peyote used in the Americas since 100 BC, and Catholic texts mention it throughout the 16th century. Indigenous cultures made rock paintings around 7000 BC and built temples to deities. Despite the influence of Christianity, which claimed they were heretical, they were rediscovered by Western science in the last part of the second millennium. They have a long history of use in medicine and religion, and for their perceived ability to promote physical and mental healing. However, despite such a rich history, the fact that psychedelic drugs are non-addictive and there being no evidence to support long-term harm and mental health, many of these drugs have been declared illegal under the UN Convention on Psychotropic Substances of 1971. On the screen, you will see a list of Schedule I drugs in the United States. As you can see, psilocybin and iboga and many others, in particular DMT, are on there. I would like you to pay close attention to this one and would like to provide you with an explanation of how things work. The first and most mainstream plant medicine is called ayahuasca, better known as the vine of the soul. Ayahuasca is a blend of two plants found in the Amazon, the ayahuasca vine and a shrub called the chacruna, which contains the elusive genetic molecule DMT or dimethyltryptamine. The drink has been used for centuries for spiritual and religious purposes by ancient Amazonian tribes and is still used as a sacred beverage by some religious communities in Brazil and North America, including the Santo Daime Church. Traditionally, a shaman or curandero, an experienced healer, leads the ayahuasca ceremonies. Ayahuasca is capable of inducing altered states of consciousness that last between 4 to 8 hours, and results may vary among individuals and can range from mild to extremely visionary. Ayahuasca can offer profound realizations on physical and psychological healing. For others, it can open one's heart to the beauty of the world and that which connects all living and non-living things on Earth. So what is DMT? DMT stands for dimethyltryptamine, and it is the active ingredient in ayahuasca and what creates the hallucinations. The interesting thing about DMT is that it is the one chemical compound present in human beings, animals, and plants. Yes, your body automatically produces it. DMT is also well known as the spirit molecule and is thought to be secreted by the brain in the time of death. This is a diagram of the chemical composition of dimethyltryptamine, which is already present in your body and yet is considered a Schedule I drug. Let's take a moment to look at the pineal gland and DMT. The pineal gland is a small gland the size of a grain of rice in the center of your brain. It is the only part of your brain that does not have a repeat side. Ancient Egyptians, Hindus, and Buddhists all make reference to the pineal gland throughout history. The pineal gland is thought to be the third eye or the portal into spiritual realms and spiritual awakening. The theory is that DMT released in large amounts from the pineal gland during moments of altered consciousness, such as birth, death, and dreaming. Many books and documentaries have been written around the mysteries of DMT, the so-called sacred molecule, and its connection to other realms and worlds. On the screen are some of the titles I highly recommend you watch if you wish to go deeper into the subject. The most important aspect of DMT is its capacity to create the psychedelic experience. A psychedelic experience is a temporary altered state of consciousness induced by the consumption of these psychedelics, and the term psychedelic derives from the Greek word essentially meaning mind-revealing. It has been instrumental in starting spiritual awakenings and often sends people on a lifelong journey of learning about the mystery called life. But not only that, amongst the benefits it provides, we can include deep cleansing and purification, a physical, mental, and emotional healing, healing of depression and anxiety, recovery from addictions. It provides a gratitude and deeper sense of an appreciation for life, oftentimes a deeper understanding of yourself, and in the experience of higher levels of consciousness. It has the ability to enhance creativity or help find life purpose, as well as nurture a deeper connection to nature. And amongst other things, it also provides freedom of conditioning and overcoming of fears. Research today is gaining more and more ground. Johns Hopkins, MAPS, Psychedelics Research, The Wall Street Journal, Huffington Post, and Time Magazine have all featured articles on the research around psychedelics. For every answer we find out about plant medicines, the more questions seem to arise. For example, how did ancient cultures have such an advanced understanding of the medicinal properties of plants? What is the real relationship between the mind, the body, and what we call the soul? And why do certain plants reliably give us religious experiences? And what does that say about plant and human coevolution? I hope that I have not only left you with questions, but an expanded view of plant medicines. I believe the plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision. Thank you for watching, and we would love you to subscribe to our channel and share.